Hi, in this video I'm going to show you all about how to revamp your jeans using a few buttons. Go crazy, design it however you like, really quick, really easy, hardly any sewing. So, this channel's all about crafting on a budget and this is about revamping your jeans. So all you're going to need is a pair of jeans that you want to revamp. Here's an old pair of really dark blue ones of mine. And I'm just going to decorate the pockets. You can sew buttons wherever you like, but I'm just going to show you how to decorate the top and give you some key pointers. And if you've never been sewing buttons on, don't worry, I'm going to show you that too, as well as making sure that you don't sew your pockets shut. So I've selected these lovely little flower buttons and I'm thinking I'm going to put them on one side and not the other. I quite like symmetry, but in this case I'm just going to go for one side. So the first thing you should do is lay out your design. Decide what you want and lay it out on the jeans to see if it works, see if it's what you want. If you have a complicated design, I suggest marking it onto the trousers. Mine's quite simple, so I'm probably going to just do mine by eye. But if it's complex and it matters to you how far things are apart or that they're symmetrical, then just draw it on before you take the buttons off or as you take the buttons off. I'm happy with that, so I'm simply going to lift the buttons off and place them at the side on the table so that I can see the pattern and I know which ones I had placed where. I don't need to mark the trousers. I'm just going to place them to one side. So start by sewing on your first button. Now if you're sewing directly onto the jeans and not onto a pocket, you can just do it this way. Simply make a little stitch, and I've got a knot in the end of my thread, stop it pulling through, and make another little stitch to hold it firm. And then you're going to take your thread and come up through a hole in your button and back down through the other hole. And then you need another little stitch in your trousers, but because this is just going straight through the jeans, if you want to, you can take your needle straight through and bring it back out the other side. So long as you don't sew the front of the jeans to the back of the jeans, you'll be fine. So then take your needle back through the button once you've gone through the denim, back down through the button again. As you can see, it's already holding it, but we're going to do more stitches to make sure it's secure. So as you can see, I've just gone straight out the back. You can only do that because it's the jeans and not a pocket. Once you're happy it's secure, you can do a little stitch, take your needle through the loop, and that will form a little knot. I tend to do two because I'm a little bit cautious and I don't want it all unraveling and my button dropping off. And then you can cut off your thread. And that's it, your button's in place. Then it's time to sew the next one on. And just keep working until you've sewn all the buttons on the base pair of jeans that you want to. But notice I haven't sewn anything to the pocket yet. Okay, I've just done the 3 to the jeans. Nice and simple. And there they are. So now I need to think about the pocket. And here is where you just need to be careful. You need to make sure you do not sew your pocket shut. Unless, of course, you don't mind sewing your pocket shut. But I'm going to assume you want to keep using the pocket like I do. So the best advice I can give you is to poke your fingers in and make sure you do not sew through the rest of your trousers. You're going to have to work with little stitches and not poke your needle right out the back. So just as before, start with a little stitch with a knot in your thread and then do another little stitch over it. Bring the needle up through the button, back down through the other hole. If you have 4 holes in your buttons, just do what I've done now a few times and then work with the other 2 holes. It doesn't matter if you cross over or do your stitches parallel, it's a personal choice. So work your way down. I also on my channel have another video that's purely dedicated to sewing on buttons, so whatever kind of button you got, that video will show you exactly how to sew it on. Have a look in the sewing playlist on my channel. Okay, so you can see I'm going back down and then a little stitch behind. And all those little stitches are hidden behind the button, so make sure you do nice small stitches. And just repeat until you're happy the button is secure. And then form a little stitch under the button and then take your needle through the loop. Pull it tight, you've formed a little knot. As before, make sure you do a couple just to be sure. Through the loop, form a knot, and then cut your thread off. And then repeat that process for as many buttons as you're sewing onto your pocket. Just keep putting your fingers in to make sure you don't take your needle right through the layer underneath. So I'm just going to repeat that all the way round. As if by magic, they've all appeared. And that's me happy with that. I think the front of those jeans looks great. I've no desire to put anything on the other pocket, so that's me done. However, I might add something to the back of the jeans. So on the back, I've got two pockets. I'm just going to decorate one, and I fancy doing a little flower decoration. But the important thing here is going to be getting it in the right position, or it'll look obvious that it's not in the middle. I'm just going to show you how to do that. The easiest way is to put your ruler approximately where you think it's going to be, measure from one side of the pocket to the other, and then go halfway across and just do a little mark. You see I'm using a Sharpie. You don't have to. You can use a pen that's going to wash off. And then do the same, measuring from the centre bottom of the pocket up, halfway up. Now I'm doing halfway up to the seam rather than the top of the pocket because that's what I think will look best. Personal preference. So now I've got that centre, I'm going to place them on, make sure I'm happy with it, and then sew them all on in turn. So obviously I sewed the blue one on first and then sewed all my little yellow ones around the edge. I actually overlapped them slightly when I was sewing them on, but I like the effect I ended up with. So just take them one at a time and sew them all on. But again, put your fingers in the pocket and make sure you don't sew through the whole pair of jeans. And that's all there is to it. So get creative, try those buttons, get some sparkly ones and see what you like. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up below. And please remember to subscribe to this channel so you'll see all my videos as soon as they arrive. Thanks.